The road transport industry in Australia is without doubt the most diverse in the world as far as the range of applications, the different types of trailers, the various multi-trailer combinations we use. It really is something you don't see anywhere else in the world.
We have to design for the most demanding applications. They might be in Western Queensland or the Northwest Shelf of Western Australia or logging in Tasmania or New Zealand.
Our local engineering resource enables us to stay really agile, and we can respond quicker than anybody in the marketplace when it comes to supporting our customers' needs.
Our relationships with our customers have gone back a very long time. We've got some very loyal customers that have been with us since they started in business and since we've been in business. We continually call upon those people to be advisors for our product development program. We get them in, we show them new stuff, we ask their opinion, and we feed that straight into our design teams. This way of doing business has been something we've done for a very long time, from the very early days in the 70s when the USW models came in and morphed into the unique Australian SAR models. In the 80s when the T610 was brought in and the Anteater first entered the Australian market as a unique aerodynamic proposition, right through to the latest generations of K200. All have evolved in the Australian market for the way it needs to be an optimal product for our applications. The introduction of the T680 program in the US gave us a fantastic opportunity to leverage off PACCAR's global strength and create a unique right-hand drive version appropriate for the Australian market and run a parallel program which has led us to where we are today with the T610. The wider cab gave us more opportunity to provide a better driver environment, more general space in the cab, space for the driver to stand up in the cab, better accessibility to the sleeper, more space for the driver's feet in a short BBC application.
The one common element is the driver. They're central to the whole thing, and we want to optimise their experience, their professional behaviour. So we want them to be able to have excellent visibility. We want them to have a great ride. We want the cab to be quiet. We want all those things to come together.
To do that though, we really had to make sure we could take that cab and make it right for the Australian market with respect to our overall length laws, the sorts of power and performance output that would be required to carry the high weights that we carry in this country, and really give our customers the right truck for their work.
Well, it wasn't a simple process utilising this cab to fit into the Australian marketplace. We needed to significantly reduce the BBC from what they have in the US.
The initial part of the challenge was to do with the cab structure itself, getting that large cab forward enough that we could sell it into Australian applications. So we moved the cab forward 300 millimetres, and one of the challenges that presents is that as you move the cab closer to the engine, on the right side you're getting closer to the turbocharger. So what we're able to do is introduce systems that carry that heat away from the firewall. So we've been able to get cool air from the top of the hood down the firewall and manage that situation really effectively.
Aerodynamics is very important, and we were very focused on fuel economy during this process.
With this product, we've been able to bring to bear some new design technologies. So things like finite element modelling to make sure that the product's strong enough, and computational fluid dynamics to even model the effect of the airflow over the truck, through the engine bay, and even through the heating, ventilation and air conditioning system onto the driver. So we can simulate those things before we ever build a truck and then test just to validate that we got what we wanted. We were always aware that one of the first things you would really encounter, and the thing that would stick in your mind, would be the dashboard. Because it tells you everything about the truck. It tells you about the function, it tells you about quality. It's the whole driver experience really in one piece. So what you're looking for with the dash is that things are visually apparent. You can see them and you can reach them, and that they're grouped in logical order. Well, the fundamental thing is that with this cab, you're able to give the driver an uncompromised environment.
And from a safety perspective, our full suite of safety options, whether it be stability control or active cruise and braking, are all there on this model. In fact, we're going to take those technologies to the next level with this truck.
In our particular market, we sell a lot of multi-trailer trucks, and they need to be able to pull those loads in very high ambience. So we create a cooling package with enough reserve capacity that it will do that. And this particular one has as much cooling margin as any truck we've ever built. What we found in our testing in the outback was that even in extremely high ambience and really unpleasant environments, that cabin was a great place to be.
We've committed a lot to testing and validation on this project. This truck has been subject to brake testing, noise testing, seat pull testing, cab crush testing, cooling testing. By the time this truck goes to market, we'll have simulated greater than 10 million kilometres.
Durability is really important, and we don't want to lose the heritage we've created there. So what we did is we took one of our customers' trucks in a very tough application in Western Queensland, covered it in instruments, and just measured what the roads did to that truck. And then that's the file we used in Australia and in the States to make sure that this truck is more durable than anything we've ever made. When we use world-class materials and suppliers and that technology, we can get a precision and an accuracy of the cab that is just amazing. And that means that things like door fit and stiffness, which leads to quietness, can be at new levels. Dust penetration into the cabin is an ever-present problem, of course, but with things like Henrob fasteners, which make no hole in the panel at all, and with triple seals on the doors, you give the best possible opportunity to exclude that from the driver's environment. The Cummins X15, offering all the way up to 600 horsepower now, combined with the short bumper to back of cab, means that the truck fits more and more applications than it ever has. For the customers, that means that they can take on more jobs. There's less outside their reach. In fact, there's nothing outside their reach now.
Reed and Grain Services operate a fully integrated grain transport storage business. Kenworth wanted to put some units into the field, get some data just to see how it's going to perform. It's done a range of B-double work, tippers, containers, 24-hour round-the-clock wharf work. It's been performing well up to date.
With the cab being wider, it gives us a lot more leg room. We've actually got a footrest, which is really nice. You don't have your feet jammed up under the pedals all the time. And more space in between the cab, you can put your fridge in, and you've still got plenty of room.
That driver comfort's very important. That has an effect on driver fatigue, which is very important to the business from a compliance level.
If you notice the windscreen, how it sort of wraps around the cab a little bit, which gives you good visibility out the left side, and the mirrors actually sit quite low, so you can actually see over the top, so there's no actual blind spot. The bonnet sits nice and low, so you can see out over the bonnet. It's very comfortable to drive, it's smooth. The hydraulic clutch, you can push it in with your hand. It's basically as comfortable as a car to drive. Everything you need to see or know is right there, right in front of you. So the layout's really good. It's very well lit of a night time. You've also got extra gauges you can bring up, all your fault codes, anything like that. So if you've got a problem, you can look it up straight away. The heating and cooling is probably the best thing about this truck. The cab never fogs up. It's a very comfortable truck. It's a real pleasure to drive.
Once we first started to show our customers early prototypes, the space that was now available, and to watch their faces light up and say, this is the solution we've been looking for, really made me feel as though we'd hit the mark with this product. This new environment will be the benchmark of Kenworth's product and something we would look forward to be the platform for all conventional trucks for the coming years.
The leap this truck has taken over anything we've ever done is pretty remarkable, and what I look forward to is seeing them on the road 20 years from now.
You know, this has been such a long journey. There's so many people with such a huge team effort, so much input from the customers, and when I see how it's all come together, I'm pretty confident that this is our best truck yet. But if customers are going to buy one truck this year, it'll be this one.